Hello, listeners. International Trade Resources podcast is back with you today. And I'm super excited because I'm on video with an old friend of mine who I haven't seen face to face in a long time. And I'm thrilled to have him here as a guest on our podcast. Dr. Uny Cao is a technologist. He's based in Hangzhou, China right now. He's executive vice president of Zhejiang Intellectual Property Exchange Center. This is a government Zhejiang University founded program where they work in the space of university technology transfer. He calls himself buy local, which I love as a phrase. He splits his time between the US and China. His early years, kindergarten through college were all in Hangzhou, and then he was in the United States for about 15 years. He's had a career focus in IT, has had the position of CTO, and really forged a career in the innovation of technology transfer. So that and intellectual property and was one of the main things we want to talk about today. So thank you for being here, Uny. Let's talk specifically about one of the reasons that I think drive people to go internationally in a startup more than I believe any others, but I think this is one of the biggest ones, and that is labor. So maybe they need lower cost labor, maybe they need a certain skill set that's not available in their own country, in the technology that they're working on. Maybe they need access to R&D or prototyping, that doesn't exist. So tell us a little bit about how you have seen labor drive companies, startup and SME companies to be buy local.
My own experience actually at the start, about 10 some years ago. So that was in Los Angeles. My former PhD advisor and I started a company, and then we got an angel investment. So shortly, almost immediately after that, I came back to Hangzhou, where I grew up. So I can find easier way to raise R&D team. So we grew to about 20 people. They're engineers. There are other types of people, architects, all that. And then we have a small team in Los Angeles to access the market, to design the product, all that. So this is where these things work out. So these days in the current climate, the flow of startups actually coming to China is still great. And also there are other startups from other places. Earlier this year, I worked with a team from Mexico, and they are originally from a very large university, Tec de Monterrey. So led by a professor, and they have developed technology in Mexico. It's a remote access to labs. So it's a wonderful tool for teaching engineering students in college around the world to access this expensive equipment. So very good technology. They have the demo, they have the prototype, and we help them to put them together. Two things. One, access college professors and the students here to help them to refine the product. And B is put them together with a local government who provide a lab space, and also encouraging local students to access their product. So here you have all the good elements to work together to ensure a prototype goes better because it's refined by the market demand, and B is there's money, there's space, and also there's local talent. So things work out well for them, and they're pretty happy now.
That's a great example. So it sounds, as you said, they're beta testing, their product in China and receiving, especially as a university partnered technology, right. Receiving funding for that or, support in kind is very important for that startup because they're not looking for outside investment yet. And having your proof of concept before you try to get that outside investment is really important.